imagine waking up tomorrow morning. No alarm clock, no emails, no meetings, no boss, no deadlines, no Monday morning commute. For most of human history, this wasn't a fantasy, it was reality. In fact, if you traveled back 10,000 years and asked someone what they did for a living, they probably wouldn't understand the question. Because for over 95% of human existence, jobs didn't exist. There were no offices, no salaries, no corporations, no resumes, and yet humans survived for hundreds of thousands of years. So what exactly did people do all day? Did they spend their time hunting mammoths from sunrise to sunset? Did they sit around doing nothing? Or did they actually have more free time than we do today? The answer might completely change how you think about work, leisure, and what it means to be human. When most people imagine prehistoric humans, they picture constant struggle, a brutal existence where every waking moment was spent searching for food. Movies show exhausted hunters chasing animals across vast landscapes. History books often describe life as short, difficult, and filled with endless labor. But modern research paints a surprisingly different picture. Many hunter-gatherer societies spent far less time working than modern office workers. Anthropologists studying traditional hunter-gatherer groups discovered that obtaining food often required only a few hours each day. That's right. Many ancient humans may have had significantly more free time than you do. Think about that. You might spend 8 hours at work, plus commuting, errands, and chores. An ancient hunter-gatherer might spend just 3 to 5 hours gathering food and meeting basic needs. The rest? That time belonged to them. Let's imagine a normal morning. The sun rises, there are no clocks, no schedules, no calendar reminders. You wake naturally. Your small group, perhaps 30 to 50 people, begins preparing for the day. Some people gather fruits, nuts, roots, and edible plants. Others fish in nearby rivers. A few experienced hunters track animals. Children play while learning survival skills. Elders tell stories and share knowledge accumulated over decades. Nobody is specialized. Nobody spends their entire life doing one thing. Almost everyone knows how to gather food, build shelter, make tools, and contribute to the group. Life is flexible and surprisingly social. Modern humans spend hours scrolling through social media. Ancient humans spent hours talking. Conversation was one of humanity's oldest forms of entertainment. Stories were shared around campfires. People discussed hunting trips. They laughed. They argued. They exchanged information. This wasn't wasted time. It was essential. Before books, before television, before the internet, knowledge traveled through stories. Your survival depended on knowing where food could be found, which plants were dangerous, where predators lived. Storytelling wasn't just entertainment. It was education, it was history, it was culture. Perhaps the most shocking discovery is how much leisure time many ancient humans enjoyed. After food was collected and immediate needs were met, there was often no reason to keep working. Think about modern jobs. Companies reward constant productivity. Hunter-gatherers had no reason to produce more than they needed. If today's food was secured, the mission was complete. Many groups spent afternoons resting, socializing, creating art, making tools, dancing, singing, or simply relaxing. In some ways, they lived closer to what we might call retirement than modern employment. Then something happened. Around 12,000 years ago, humans began farming. At first, agriculture seemed like a brilliant idea. Instead of searching for food, people could grow it. But farming introduced new problems. Fields needed constant maintenance. Crops required protection. Animals needed care. Food had to be stored. Land became valuable. Property appeared. Wealth appeared. Social classes appeared. And eventually, so did jobs. For the first time in human history, many people spent most of their lives performing the same task every day. The lifestyle that had existed for hundreds of thousands of years began disappearing. As villages became cities and cities became civilizations, work became more organized. Farmers farmed, blacksmiths forged metal, merchants traded goods, soldiers fought wars. Over time, specialized occupations replaced the flexible lifestyle of hunter-gatherers. Then came kingdoms, empires, factories, corporations, and eventually, the modern 9-to-5 job. What began as simple survival transformed into complex economic systems involving billions of people. So what did ancient humans do all day before jobs existed? They hunted, gathered, told stories, raised children, made tools, created art, built relationships, explored their environment, and surprisingly often, they relaxed. For most of human history, people didn't live to work. They worked just enough to live. The next time you're sitting in traffic on your way to work or staring at a crowded inbox, remember this. Your ancestors spent hundreds of thousands of years without offices, deadlines, or performance reviews. And somehow, humanity did just fine. The real question is, if ancient humans could see the way we live today, what would they think of us?